back to Blissfully Bloom. I'm Victoria LeBlanc, your host, and this podcast was created to empower women to love themselves unconditionally, transform and heal their anxious mindsets to live a life of bliss. Now, I am super excited for this solo episode today. I feel like I haven't done a solo episode in quite a long time, so I'm happy to share my knowledge with you all today in my lovely apartment. I know that this space probably looks new to those who have been watching the videos on my YouTube channel, and I don't know if you knew, but I recently moved to a new apartment in Colorado Springs, and yeah, I love our space, I love our new space, and I love creating content in this apartment. So I recently just got back from a family vacation. Me and my family went to the Bahamas on a cruise. It was a 4-day, it was a 4-day cruise. I had such a blast. It just amazes me whenever you travel and you're going to different beaches and just noticing that difference of the water. I'm still in shock. The water was crystal clear. You can literally see from the bottom of your feet. I felt like I was swimming in a pool, but it was just a ginormous pool. But I just absolutely love traveling, and I definitely want to add more places to my bucket list soon. This leads me to the topic that I am going to discuss with you all today, and that is social media detoxes. I just recently went on one, and every single time that I choose to do this, I have no regrets. I feel the benefits during and after the detox. And if you're thinking, okay, what is a social media detox? Just like there's different detoxes for, you can do a sugar detox, you can do maybe a jealousy detox, you can do a shopping detox, and a social media detox. So what I mean by social media detox is literally, just as the other detoxes that I've mentioned, you cut that thing out of your life. And this can be temporarily or permanently if you choose to. You literally just swipe left and gets rid of the thing that you are looking to have a detox from, a little break, if you will. And every single time that I choose to do this, oh my gosh, my soul just bursts with a glow and excitement. And I really do feel myself coming closer to my authentic truth. And I'm going to talk a little bit about this further because whenever you are scrolling through social media, whether that be Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, and you are just flooded with messages from literally anybody in the world, right? You are taking in their information. Your brain is soaking in those words, those messages, those attitudes off of the screen. And sometimes the longer that we are exposed to that kind of not even reality, right? An online world, an online reality, sometimes it can lead us to a false identity with ourselves, right? We can start to pick up different ideas, different thoughts, different beliefs that may not even be our own. And maybe even try to be someone else to be accepted, to be liked, to maybe even gain some more of those likes on your picture or to go viral. And then when you are covering and pretending to be somebody else for a long, long time, eventually down the line, you may even forget who you are, right? You may not remember what it's like to be your true self. And so whenever I get on these social media detoxes, I get so excited because I know that I'm not going to be influenced by anyone else, right? Nobody else is going to show me a version of their lives, a snippet of their lives, and I'm not going to be influenced in any way because I'm not even looking, right? I'm not being exposed to those photos, to those videos throughout the day, throughout the week. So I just feel like it's literally like a soul bath. That's what I think of it and picture it as. Because in my mind, whenever I am off of the online world, it's just a chance for me to really get to know myself more, right? And let go of the need to distract myself. Because a lot of the times when I am feeling all of the dark emotions, whether that be shame, guilt, anger, frustration, I tend to go to technology. That has become my default in that I feel that it is safe. I feel that I am protected when I am viewing someone else's world, right? And it kind of almost disconnects you from reality. And when you take a pause from the internet and this online world, what you do is you begin to reconnect yourself to the present moment, to what is. And really, I am reading this book right now. I'm gonna grab it for those who are watching. It is The Universe Has Your Back by Gabrielle Bernstein, and I hope I'm saying her last name correctly. I will probably end up doing a podcast episode on this book, but for future reference, she talks a lot about support from the universe, right? And the only way that you're going to get that support from the universe that you're looking for is through that connection, is through your willingness to be in that present moment. And when we are distracting ourselves from the current reality, literally putting something in front of your face, that's like a symbol, right? It's a physical object. Let's just pretend that this is my phone. It's a physical object that you are literally blocking your eyes from everywhere else, and you are hyper focused into whatever it is that is on your phone, right? And whatever it is that is on your phone isn't in your physical world. And you are literally blocking yourself off from whatever it is that is going on in your physical world. And the only way that we can be truly connected to the support of the universe is if we are in the present moment and willing to be synchronized and align our energy and frequency to the universe. Because most of the time when you are scrolling through your phone, you may get triggered a bit, right? Looking at another person's life, feeling like you may be left behind or that they have it better than you, you may start to get a little bit of, a feeling of lack and turn off that feeling of abundance that you literally have available to you at all times. I mean, just look outside and count the number of trees, count the number of flowers. There is abundance all around you. And when you are disconnected from that, right, and you may feel a bit jealous from another person's life, that really does send a signal to the universe that it's not enough, right? What you have is not enough. What you have is lacking. Just a little bitty snippet from my experience from this recent social media detox that I went through. I chose to do this on the cruise. And I mean, don't get me wrong, when you're on a cruise, when you're on vacation, and you are literally snipped off from the internet, from Wi-Fi, it is super easy to do a social media detox, right? That's an easy factor that goes into it. Whenever you are traveling out of the country, you may not have a a source, a direct source to Wi-Fi, it's a lot easier to do this. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not impossible to do it, even if you have access to the internet, right? But it's like your brain already knows that even if you try to get on the app, it's just going to say no connection to the internet, right? And you can't see any images anyway. So you're going to spend that time and energy focusing on something else rather than focusing on trying to get into your social media account. Now, whenever I did this social media detox this month, I began to feel, as I said, more connected to my authentic truth. And what I mean by that is who I am without the limitations, without the doubt, without the fear, without the jealousy, right? Without that feeling of lack. And I began to be unafraid to really show who I am to others. And remembering that, this ability has been with me all along. It's not the fact that I don't have access to the internet that now I have this ability. It's already within me, right? My authentic truth, it doesn't go anywhere. When, as I said before, when you are exposed to all of the messages, all of the images, and they kind of think of it as like a blanket. You start to take on all of these different messages and kind of cover yourself up with them. And it dims your light, right? It dims that inner wisdom that you have within you. It dims your truth and kind of covers it with another truth and another truth that isn't yours and another truth that isn't yours. And all it takes is us shedding those different truths that are not serving us, that don't even align with us, that don't resonate with us, right? And when you are on a social media detox, that's what you're going to begin to notice. You're going to feel lighter. You're going to feel even more connected to yourself and rediscover who you are and come back to that inner truth that you are enough. I mean, it is an act of self-love in itself, right? To give yourself that nourishment, to give your soul what it is looking for. It's looking for that deep, genuine connection to others. It's looking for that deep, genuine connection with yourself because, again, if you are continuing to distract yourself and distract yourself and distract yourself and not be truthful with yourself, because if you are on your social media and, you're not allowing yourself to feel your emotions, you may even, numb yourself in that way, that's not being genuine and honest with yourself. So it's almost like a slap of reality, right? It gets you thinking, oh wow, yeah, this is reality that I'm living in right now. I need to start being more appreciative of what I already have and actually see what's in front of me instead of blocking my eyes from what is the truth. I highly suggest going on a social media detox if you haven't already. You can kind of set your own terms, right? This is your own little detox. You can set it for a week, you can set it for a month, you can set it for an entire year. Now, as I said before, going on a cruise, it is super, super easy to do this when you literally, I didn't have the internet package plan, so I wasn't able to go on the internet. Just a little bit of some tips if you are going to do this at your own home and you do have access to Wi-Fi. One thing to kind of get you committed to doing it in the first place is by telling someone else, holding yourself accountable, because You've told someone else that you are going to do this, right? And they are going to expect you to see it through. So if you tell them, I'm going to go on a social media detox for a week, or I'm going to do this for 2 days, then keep that promise to them, but also think of it as a promise to yourself as well. And actually follow through with it, because you'll be surprised about how much you actually enjoy doing this. And I mean, it may seem a bit out of the norm at first, right? For those of you who may be on social media a majority of the time throughout the day, this may seem like a literal foreign idea. And it's gonna take some getting used to, and you may even dread it at first because, I mean, think about it. How much time do you actually spend on social media versus how much time you can spend doing other things? And the amount of that time that you spend on social media that you are intending, that your intention is to distract yourself. Now, that doesn't mean that you may distract yourself using other things, such as maybe food, if that is your go-to, or TV. But at least there's one factor taking out of the equation, right? Because social media is so readily accessible to us, right? We can't always go to our own pantry and snack. We can't always go and watch TV. So when you are out in public, that is one thing that is so easy to go to. If you are on a detox, you are going to notice your patterns, right? You are going to start to notice the times when you feel like picking up your phone, when you feel like looking and scrolling, right? You're going to become more self-aware of those tendencies. And, that's when you can stop and ask, okay, but what else can I do, right? Maybe I have another app on my phone that I can go to instead that will empower me more. Maybe I should pick up a podcast episode such as this one. Or maybe I should go onto my Libby app and read a book. Fill my mind with messages that actually empower me rather than disempower me. Another tip that I can give is to actually set your screen limit on your phone. I think you can do this through your settings, but if you set it to like 0 seconds or something, then every single time that you open your app, then it will literally send you a message to block you out. Now, that's not to say that you can just click a button and go straight to it, because you can do that. But it does act as a little reminder to yourself of what you committed to doing. And every single time that you feel yourself open that app and you see that message, maybe, hopefully, I hope that it will motivate you to just exit out of the app, because you do have a choice, right? You have a choice to let it break you and you just scroll anyway, or you have a choice to swipe off. And one more little tip that I will give is to give yourself, as I was saying before, other things that you can do with your time. Give yourself a list of things that you're going to do instead of scrolling through social media, right? Because now you have all of the time in the world. I mean, not all of the time in the world, but you have a lot more time on your hands now. What are you going to do with that time? Are you going to spend your time walking outdoors, listening to the sounds of birds and the songs of birds, maybe getting some more sunlight in? Or are you going to spend your time crafting, maybe getting into a new DIY project, or going and trying a new hobby? Maybe you've always wanted to rock climb, or you always wanted to scrapbook, or you've always wanted to learn how to knit or crochet. I mean, the possibilities are literally endless. There's so many creative possibilities for you out there. I think it's just being willing to see them, because beforehand, I mean, social media is the easy choice, right? There's nothing really for you to plan. There's no cleanup. It's an app on your phone, and you literally can just sit on your couch it's comforting, right? That's the comfortable choice. But what choices can you do instead that is going to literally help you evolve, help you grow into a version of yourself that you just dream of becoming? Use this time for personal development. Use this time for personal growth, spiritual growth, even. It's a literal mindset shift, because you may go into it dreading it and feeling like, oh, what am I going to do with my time now? Well, the way that you even talk about this social media detox is going to matter, right? So bring some joy, bring some excitement into it, and that will make a difference in this experience that you have. And I am just so excited for you if you're going to try this. Maybe another little tip, a little nugget that I have is to maybe start small, right? If you are going to say that you're going to do this break for a month and you've never tried it before, that might be too big of an assignment, right? Maybe break it into small chunks. Start maybe with even an hour out of your day, 2 hours, 3 hours from your day, and then go to a full day, and then maybe 2 days, try 2 days, and then 4 days or a week, and then build yourself up to a month. It's literally so needed. Your soul will thank you for it. My soul certainly did. And you're just going to come out of it feeling so refreshed and enlightened, and just your heart is going to explode with joy, peace, bliss. So you're not going to regret it. Trust me on that one. All right. Well, I would love to hear your thoughts and comments about this episode and takeaways. So as always, screenshot the episode and tag me at blissfully.bloom. And make sure to leave the podcast a review and subscribe so that you never miss an episode. Also, if you have any experience with social media detoxes or you plan on doing one, I am going to leave a little comment thread through Spotify so you can interact with this episode. Leave your thoughts, leave your opinions about your experience with doing a social media detox in the past or doing one recently. Anyway, I will see y'all in the next one. Bye!